I'm gonna tell y'all my plan right now.
What's that?
This is my plan. I want to become undisputed at 135.
Right.
But I want to do it the hard way. I don't want
one fight.
You get 4 titles. I don't want somebody to email me a belt. I want to go grab every single belt,
one at a time,
one by one,
right,
and then laugh at every single body that talk crazy about me.
Welcome to Bodywork. Welcome back. It's Michael Rogers. Welcome to Bodywork Boxing. Man, let's talk some boxing today, man. I want to talk about a situation that's really showing a lot of the true colors. I had alluded to something the other day when we found out that Schofield had dropped out. And I was talking about how people were talking about the situation the same way that when you favor a certain fighter, how you call a fight or how you see a fight because you want this certain person to win. I was saying that the narrative around the Schofield was that same thing. So if you favor Shakur, you was painting it like, oh, Schofield and them this. And if you favored the Schofield, you were saying, you was leaning on the side of him actually being legitimately sick or something happening to where he would forfeit his largest payday, $1 million payday. Well, my hypothesis is right again. So we get news that Dark Horse Daniel Dubois, who I call him, who recently he recently received the belt, defended it against Anthony Joshua, and stopped Anthony Joshua. He pulls out because he got sick. So I'm looking at Turki like, what's going on? I don't have much information about it, and sometimes these things with the delay in the time frame, and sometimes these things we won't know for weeks or months. I said this in my other video. Check it out. But the narrative, man, everybody is leaning heavy on the fact that Schofield ducked, right? But in the same breath, when they find out that Dubois got sick, there is no talk of a duck. The thing is, there were a few opponents that they could have had, right, in the Shakur situation. He wound up getting a gentleman named Josh Padley, undefeated fighter. He is, gainfully employed somewhere in the trade industry, right? And his fans were like, yeah, all right. But it was another guy, JDR Herrera, who he could have fought, a southpaw who was undefeated, a knockout artist, 12 out of 15 knockouts, living right there in the Dubai, so it wouldn't have been any trouble or anything like that. He was currently scheduled to have a fight here in March, but we all know that people pull out fights, for bigger fights, bigger stages, those things can be worked out. Now, when the story came out that Bakoli, the one who may have put the biggest wrinkle in Jared Anderson's career with a devastating knockout last year on Riyadh season card, fills in. Because I was saying that the card was going in the handbag, and I was saying, man, my luster for it because I really wanted to see the Shakur and Schofield fight, right? But I think Dubois is a dark horse. And I think people severely underrate him. He gets a lot of backlash from the Anthony Joshua fans and, just people who have their preference in whoever the heavyweight is. A lot of people look at Joseph Parker like a 10-year veteran, who has, leveled up throughout his career after taking a couple losses and bouncing back and showing that he can get the job done like he did with Deontay Wilder before Jilly Zhang, bang, made him do the hokey pokey and turn himself around. But Bakoli stepping in, right? Nobody talk about the dangers. And this is the heavyweight division. Nobody talks about the dangers of a Lawrence Bakoli going up against a Joseph Parker. Nobody was talking about, oh man, it's last minute and it couldn't be too risky. Of course, you gotta, like, not the same things that they were saying about Shakur Stevenson. Now, I've been just following the bouncing ball all along. And I'm like, man, as boxing fans, we gotta be more responsible about the conversation. Because in real, I wasn't painting a narrative. I was just saying, listen, man, I have my thoughts, my premonitions on what's gonna happen with Shakur involving, you know, one of the biggest fighters. Perhaps you can call him the face of boxing. You know, that's going to happen this year, especially with a book in which his man is contemplating retirement after this year. I can't help but reason that Tank and Shakur won't get it on. I have no proof. That's just my reasoning. But I was saying in this build-up, it's their job to kind of make Shakur look like this boogeyman. And what do? They go out and get a guy with 4 knockouts. You know, he's not a knockout artist. He can box. He did upset the apple cart, you know, on a Riyadh season card. But I'm like, man, I'm just sitting back watching people in real time yell out, Schofield's a duck, without having all of the facts. Yes, it's Ball Patrol, without having all of the facts, right? But never putting that blame on Dubois. Because he got sick. And they believe that Dubois is plausible, right? Or they just don't care about Dubois. It may be the things that Schofield, Floyd, Big Floyd was saying and doing about all the antics up to this fight may have made him look like the boy who cried wolf with all these things and all these antics and all these, you know, scenarios that he painted as far as his struggles getting to the fight. And maybe he ruined the possibility that maybe there is some truth. Everybody want to say, oh man, it was just wait, and that he's a duck. But nobody's saying Dubois is a duck. And I'm just looking at it like, man, let's just be responsible. Let's just be happy because the card, like 2 fights actually got saved, in which Shakur he's being set up to look like a killer, and Joseph Parker might have just got set up, man. If Bacoli is in shape, in fighting shape, and you know, yeah, I'm just gonna put it like that. If Bacoli is in fighting shape, man, I mean, I salute Joseph Parker, but we don't hear any of that. We don't hear any Joseph Parker fans say, oh, this is a dangerous fight and they had to pick the right one. No, he's picking up on a beast in Martin Bacoli. I would love to get your comments and your thoughts about this. Let me know in my comment section. Talk to me, I'll talk back. I love to hear from you. Anyway, thanks for choosing Bodywork Boxing. But we don't take things for face value. We do that body work.